everyone. Thanks for being here. Today's practice is inspired by one of my yoga buddies, Uddiyana. You can find her on Instagram under Adrianasana_, and I'll be sure to put that in the feed section of this Patreon page. Today we're going to start with a breathing technique, alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to break it down a little bit, and I also wanted to tell you that I'll be modifying throughout this practice for pregnancy. So I won't necessarily be doing alternate nostril breathing because we hold our breath, but I'll be guiding you through it, and then I'll allow you the space to guide yourself for a little bit as well throughout the breathing technique. So let's break it down. You're going to start by bringing your left hand into Uddiyana Mudra and resting it on your knee. Your right hand will be working with the thumb and the ring finger. If you can bend your peace fingers down, working like this, great. If that feels like too much for you right now, then you can bring those two peace fingers to your forehead and work from here. Really, you just want to use your thumb and your ring finger to close the nostrils as we do alternate nostril breathing. So the way you do alternate nostril breathing, once you have your hands set up, we're going to start by inhaling through both nostrils. And you don't have to do this right now, I'm just going to explain to it and then we'll go for it. Exhale completely. Then on your next inhale, you're going to close the right nostril and inhale through the left for 4 counts. After your 4 counts, you hold both nostrils and hold your breath for 16 counts. After those 16 counts, then you exhale out of the alternating nostril, in this case, the right one, for 8 counts. Then you repeat. The same nostril that you exhale from is the one that you'll be inhaling from. So then you inhale through the right for 4, close and hold for 16, exhale through the left for 8. Inhale through the left for 4, close for 16, exhale through the right for 8. And then you continue. If you cannot hold your breath for 16 counts, it's totally fine. Take an extra breath and then just jump right into it. Alternate nostril breathing has a 1-4-2 ratio. So, for example, you can inhale for 3, hold for 12, exhale for 6. Inhale for 4, hold for 16, exhale for 8. Inhale for 5, hold for 20, exhale for 10, and so on and so on. So here we're just going to start 4, 16, 8. Like I said, if you can't hold your breath for 16 counts, take an extra breath. It's totally fine. We're going to do it for 2 minutes. I'll guide you through the first few rounds for about a minute, and then you'll do the rest of the time by yourself. When we finish, we're going to exhale by breathing out or exhaling out of the left nostril. This helps to remove toxins and impurities, negative energy from our body. After that, we'll just breathe in and out through both nostrils. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, which I encourage you to do, then you can start to do that then. Then we'll move into the movement asana postures of the class. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Left hand in Uddiyana Mudra, right hand, we can come into Vishnu Mudra or just work with the thumb and the ring finger. We'll take an inhale through both nostrils together. Exhale completely. Close the right nostril and inhale through the left for 4, 3, 2, close for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, exhale through the right for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale through the right for 4, 3, 2, close for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, exhale through the left for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep it going. Inhale for 4, Close for 16. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Keep it going. Close for 16. Exhale for 8. Two more rounds on your own. Inhale. Finish by exhaling out of the left nostril. And when you're done, equal breathing. In and out through both nostrils. Long, slow, deep breaths. We'll take about 5 of them. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breathing, feel free to take that. About 3 more breaths. Start to bring your attention back into the space, and we'll move into our posture section of this class. We'll face the top of the mat. We're going to be using a strap and 2 blocks today, so you can always pause this video, go grab those things. If you don't have a strap, feel free to grab any sort of belt that you have at your house or wherever you are. And if you don't have blocks, you can always use books or even some sort of pillow, firm pillow, that can also be very helpful. And then we can adjust along the way. Right now, most importantly, is to find a belt or a strap. So we'll go ahead and start with our practice. Grab your strap and face the top of your mat. I'm going to be using a block in between my legs. Knees point forward, toes point back, and we'll sit on the block. We're going to start with a shoulder and chest warm-up. We'll bring the strap and our hands in a low V position. No slack on the strap. Pull the ribs in and the belly in. We're just going to start to take arm and shoulder rotations. Inhale the arms up and exhale back. Nice, easy movements. Like I said, if you don't have a block, you can always sit on a firm pillow or grab a book, a thick book, anything that works for you. If you don't have any of those, you can always come into a cross-legged position and take these poses, these stretches like that, or even in a standing position, totally fine. What we want to avoid when we're doing this is unbalanced shoulders. So if you're doing this thing, then open the hands a little bit wider, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to take the arm rotations. If you feel like your arms are still not balanced as you rotate forward and back with the strap, then just release the strap and take arm circles. We'll do about 5 more total, inhaling up, exhaling down. Long, slow, deep breaths. Lift up through the center, inhale. Exhale all the way down. Last one. Lift the arms up through the center and take a side bend to the right. Right arm down, left arm up and over. Feel as if you're ripping the strap apart. Pull the lower ribs in and up and really stretch the left side of your torso and upper body for 3. Shoulders down for 2. Lower belly and belly button in and up for 1. Inhale up through the center, exhale over to the other side. Same thing here. Feel as if you're ripping the strap apart. No slack in the strap. We'll breathe for 3. Pull your lower ribs in and up. For 2. Belly button in and up. Uddiyana Bandha. For 1. Inhale up through the center. We're going to release the strap with the left hand, right arm up, and let the strap or your belt fall along the spine. Extend your left arm out to the side, thumb pointing up. Then you're going to flip the thumb down, grab the strap behind the back, and pull the arms straight. The goal is to have the top arm behind your head. If this feels really difficult for you, separate the hands. If it feels easy, bring the hands closer together and then extend the arms as straight as possible. That's the goal. Avoid flaring the ribs out, pull the ribs in and the belly button towards the spine. We'll take 2 more breaths. Use the bottom arm to pull the top arm, no slack in the strap. Last breath. Bend the elbows wide. And reset, left arm up. Give yourself some slack so that the strap or belt falls along the spine. Extend your right arm out to the side, flip the thumb, grab the strap behind your back, palm is facing away from your body. Then, extend the arms as straight as possible. Again, if it feels very difficult, separate the hands, and if it begins to feel easy, bring the hands closer together, reset, and straighten. Keep breathing. Long, slow, deep breaths. About 3 more. The goal is to have the top arm behind the head. Ribs together, belly button to spine for 2. Last full deep breath. Bend the elbows wide and reset with the right hand. Grab the strap. Again, let the strap fall along the spine. This time we're taking Gokukasana arms. So bend the elbow. Fingertips come down, pointing towards your mat. With the left hand, you can guide the elbow down a little bit more. Arm comes down your spine. Same movement with the left arm. Bring it out to the side. Flip the thumb. Grab the strap behind your back or clasp the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Right elbow points up, left elbow points down. If you want a little bit extra, you can lean forward, but keep the back straight and the spine lengthened. So heart forward. What you want to avoid is rounding at the waist. Breathe. Shoulders down for 3. Belly in and heart forward for 2. Take 1 more deep breath. Inhale, come up. Release the strap or your hands and slowly move out. Left arm up, right arm down. Same thing on the other side. Bend the elbow. Use the right hand to guide the arm down the spine. Right arm out to the side, flip the thumb, and grab the strap or the fingertips behind your back. Inhale, lift the chest, ribs together. You can stay right here or start to hinge forward. Back straight. Breathe for 5. Heart forward. Keep the back and the spine lengthened. For 3. Pull the lower belly in and up. For 2. Last full deep breath. Inhale, come up. Release your strap or the fingertips. Arms by your side. We'll move the strap out of the way. Maybe we'll use it a little bit later. Coming into a tabletop position on all 4s. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can move the block out of the way so that we can use it later. Here, you definitely want your wrists to be under the shoulders and the knees to be under the hips so that you're in a full tabletop position. We'll do cat and cow pose. Inhale, arch the back for cow. Tilt the tailbone out, shoulders away from the ears, let the belly drop low. Exhale, round the spine for cat. Pull the belly in, back of the heart up, look towards the belly button, sitting bones down. Then you just repeat. Inhale to arch, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale to round, push the mat away. 3 more. Inhale, arch. Index fingers parallel. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch, toes point straight back. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come back into a neutral spine, crown of the head and tailbone in a straight line. We'll start to turn the fingertips either out or towards the knees. Both are great variations for a wrist and forearm stretch. If your fingertips point straight back, you can tuck your toes, exhale back, inhale forward. If your fingertips are side to side, feel free to rock side to side or even move in little circles to both directions. Anything that feels good for you right now is a great option. About 3 more breaths, taking your favorite variations. For 2. Reverse wrist stretch is next. Tops of the hands down, palms facing up. This can be done one hand at a time or both hands at the same time. Fingertips can point towards each other or even back. You want to exhale, bend the elbows, inhale up, or even inhale forward, exhale back. Depending on what variation you take, whatever feels best for you is the way to go. Keep breathing the entire time. About 2 more breaths. You can continue to bend and straighten or hold the arms straight. We'll take a more intense variation. This time you're going to make fists with the hands and be sure to keep the fingers crunched into the palms. Elbows, forearms, wrists, and back of the hands are all down to start. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, lift the elbows and the arms off of the mat. Keep the wrists and the back of the hands down. It's very common for us to want to disconnect the fingertips from the palms. Do your best to avoid that. Then you can bend and straighten, and I'll show you from the front. Bend and straighten. Few more times at your own pace. Last one. And change. Walk the hands out wide. We'll draw one shoulder towards the center of the mat, bending the elbows wide to get a shoulder stretch, and then the other. Feel free to rock side to side, alternating sides, or you can hold on one side if you feel like you need it a little bit more. Last breath. We'll come back into a tabletop position for Uddiyana Bandha practice. Uddiyana Bandha is an upward abdominal lock where the belly button pulls in and up and you hollow out the belly to create this effect of a suctioning effect. So the way I like to show it in class is what we're going to do right now. I'm not going to do it completely because I'm modifying for pregnancy, but I'm going to try to explain to it as best as possible. And if we have any questions about it, I'll grab one of my friends to do a demo and put it as a little bonus. So we're going to try it anyways. What happens when we're doing this is that we're going to be in a tabletop position with the toes tucked under. We're moving from tabletop to downward dog in a very special way. So we're going to take a deep breath in tabletop through the nose, and then we're going to exhale forcefully out of the mouth. Then we're going to gasp in for air. We're not actually inhaling, we're going to gasp in continuously as we transition into downward facing dog. This gasping action allows us to create that hollow, suction-like effect in the belly and belly button area, in our abdominal area. This practice is really good for teaching us how to pull the belly in and up, and it also helps to move our organs, tone our abdominal wall, all of those great things. So we're just going to try it a couple times, see how it goes. Remember, we're gasping in for air and we're holding our breath. We're not actually breathing, we're not actually inhaling. When you do have to take an inhale, then you drop the knees and inhale. So we'll try it together. In your tabletop position with the toes tucked. Inhale through the nose. Exhale forcefully. Suck in, downward dog. Create that suction feeling in the lower belly, abdominal and belly button area. Wrap the tricep, keep gasping in for air, creating that suction-like effect. And when you have to actually take an inhale, you breathe in and lower the knees down. We're going to try again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth open. Suck in and up, downward dog. Create that Uddiyana Bandha in the lower belly, abdominal area. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Squeeze the ribs together. When you actually have to take an inhale, lower down. Great job. On this last one, we're going to hold our downward facing dog, keep our belly button pulled in towards our spine and our heart, and then we're going to start to breathe in downward dog, loosen up, shift our weight, all that stuff. Let's do it. Inhale through the nose. Exhale forcefully. Suck it in and up. Hold here, belly button to spine, ribs together, then start to breathe. You can hold a downward dog at the center, or you can start to pedal out the legs, bending one knee and then the other. Keeping the contraction in the core and the belly pulling in and up towards the spine and the heart. In our downward facing dog, we want to remember hands flat and wrap the triceps, which means if you were to bend the elbows, they would bend straight down and not out. So wrap. Keep breathing here about 3 more breaths. Ears in between the arms. Push the mat away so that the chest comes towards the legs. 2 more breaths. The distance of your downward facing dog is basically plank pose. The hands and the feet are separated like in plank pose. So you should be able to shift forward into plank and back into downward dog easily without moving the hands or the feet. If you feel like you need to move the hands and the feet, instead, lift the heels, bend the knees. Shoot the butt up high. Last breath. We're going to start to take little steps to the top of the mat, staying in a forward fold. If your feet can come all the way up, maybe take a couple toe taps. Tap the toes to the wrists. If not, try anyways. We'll come into ragdoll pose. Grab opposite elbows, swing side to side. Move from the hips, not just the shoulders. So not just this, but move from the hips. Your feet can be together or apart. Mine are apart because I'm modifying. You can also hold down the center, reach the elbows towards the toes. Feel free to bend the knees. This promotes a long, straight spine. Hinge at the hips rather than rounding at the waist. Shoulder stretch. Interlace the hands behind the back. Pull the fists up and overhead. Important here is to keep the palms and the wrists together. Feel free to take a few twists, bending your right knee, connecting the right shoulder to the knee, and straightening the left leg as you twist to the left. And vice versa. Nice gentle movements. You can always just hold down the center. Last breath. Release the arms, let them dangle naturally under the shoulders, and roll up behind. Inhale the arms up at the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step to the top of the mat, big toes touching. Take a moment. We're going to continue to warm up with sun salutation B. 3 rounds. We're going to take it at our own pace. So if you want to intensify, feel free to intensify any way you want. We'll go ahead and begin. Inhale the arms up, look up at the thumbs, sitting bones down. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend your knees, hands to the mat or blocks, nose to shin bone. Inhale for a halfway lift, look forward, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Step, hop, or float back, lower down halfway. Elbows point straight back. Inhale, cobra or up dog. I'm in up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Long, slow inhales, full, complete exhales. If you want to continue to shift the weight, warm up here, feel free to do anything you want. Two more breaths, push the mat away, heart towards the legs. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Round number 2. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands can come to the shins. Exhale, chaturanga. Step, hop, or float back, sitting bones to heels, lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe, 5 breaths. Pull the lower belly in and up. Sitting bones reach up, heels down. If that feels a little bit too intense for you, remember you can always lift the heels, bend the knees, and get those sitting bones up high. One more full, deep breath. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. If you can find a hover and a handstand, go for it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Last round of sun A. Inhale, arms up, sitting bones down, belly in. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat, nose to shin bones. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga, step, float, or hop back, lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog, widen the collarbones. exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to come into our first dolphin pose. If you're not that familiar with dolphin, then we're going to lower the knees and set up. If you are, drop the forearms right away and take your favorite variation. So drop the knees. We're going to set up for dolphin by bringing the forearms and arms down and grabbing opposite elbows. Then clasp the hands like you're going to do a forearm plank. From here, you're just going to tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips, and come into what would be downward facing dog, but on your forearms. I like to take two variations of dolphin. One where I stretch my chest and my shoulders and the back of my legs, and the way I do that is I walk my toes up, push the mat away, and draw the heels down, opening up the chest and the shoulders. The other one I'd like to take is more of a core strengthening exercise, where I lift the heels and try to get the hips over the shoulders, coming high up on the tippy toes. We'll hold it here for 3 more breaths. Take your variation. If you want to intensify a little bit, you can always lift one leg. Then bring that leg down and switch. And then we'll take a little moment in child's pose. If you want to keep the intensity up, then come back into downward facing dog. Child's pose can be done with the knees together or separated. I'm doing it with my legs separated to allow space for my stomach. Last breath. Downward facing dog. Great job, everyone. At any moment, if you need to take a break, just come into child's pose, pause the video, pick up whenever you're ready. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, butt down, arms up. Moving into sun salutation B, taking it nice and slow. Sitting bones to heels, pubic bone to belly button, 1 more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Step it back, sitting bones point towards your heels, shift the chest forward, bend the elbows straight back. Inhale, cobra or up dog, active legs. Exhale, downward facing. Warrior 1, right foot forward, step it up. Right foot comes in between the hands, lower the back heel at a 45-degree angle, arms up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands, step it back, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward, warrior 1, back heel down. Inhale, arms up, shoulders forward, hips forward. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower down, inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. We're going to do what we call turbo dog. I also like to call it hovering dolphin. And that's where we're going to hover our elbows and forearms over the mat, working our triceps. It looks like this. Bend the elbows straight back, not wide, straight back. And breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. Straighten the arms, great job. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, butt down, arms up. We're holding, slowing it down more and adding on. If you want to intensify, lift the heels, bend the knees, more. Ankle bones reach forward, knees bend over the toes. If you want more, crow pose. Pull the belly in, plant the hands, give yourself space. Knees into the triceps, arms reach away because you have to give yourself space to take the weight off of the toes and glide forward. Round the spine, you can hold here, pull the belly in, or toes towards the butt for 3, 2, hold your chair pose or your crow pose. Now everyone, plant the hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Find your breath. Right foot forward, warrior one, step it up. Lower your back heel down, inhale the arms up. Hold it here. Ground down through the feet. Left hip point forward, shoulders forward, keep breathing. Eagle arms, right arm under, left arm over, cross at the elbows, twist at the wrists. Shoulders down, arms away from the body. Left knee to chest, shift the weight forward and bring the left knee up. Eagle pose, cross the left leg over the right, sit back in a chair and breathe for 3. Sitting bones to heel. Belly in and up. Elbows away from the body. Last breath. Step the left foot back into your warrior one. Nice and easy. Inhale the arms up. Chaturanga. Plant the hands. Step the front foot back. Lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog. I'm an up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward, warrior one. Step the left foot up. Back heel down, 45-degree angle. Inhale, arms up. Right hip point forward, shoulders forward. Reach through the pinky edge of your back foot and bend your front knee. Straight back legs. Eagle arms. Right arm under, left arm over, cross at the elbows, twist at the wrists. Arms away from the body, pull the belly in. Right knee to chest. Shift the weight forward and bring the right knee up. Lower belly in a lot. Eagle legs. Cross the right leg over the right and wrap the toes around the calf. Sitting bones to heel. Pubic bone to belly button for 3. Belly in, shoulders over the hips for 2. Arms away from the body for 1. Gently step the right foot back into your warrior one. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands, step the front foot back. When you bend your elbows, don't let the shoulders come under the elbow line. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. We're going to take our next round of dolphin pose, or you're welcome to practice an inversion here. We'll set up for dolphin pose, drop your knees or bring the forearms straight down. We'll grab opposite elbows, clasp the hands, or maybe this time keep the hands flat. I like to layer the thumbs and connect my index fingers. Elbows under the shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift the knees and the hips. You're welcome to stay here or move into an inversion. If you've been practicing forearm stand, go for it. Maybe supported headstand. Wherever you are, commit to 3 to 5 breaths. Breathe. Lower belly pulls in and up for 4, Take your variation of the pose for 3. Belly button to spine if you're in an inversion, sitting bones to heels. Create that hollow body, pubic bone to belly button to spine for 2. Child's pose, if you want to keep up the intensity, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, butt down, arms up, standing, hands to your heart. Okay, we're gonna grab one block and do a shoulder rotation exercise. I'm gonna do it facing you just so that you see what's going on, but you can face any way you want. Okay, we're grabbing a block. The goal is to keep the palm facing up and not let the block fall off of the palm. So this is going to help us find a range of motion in our shoulder and prepare us for other things like binding. Start with your feet hip distance apart. Nice athletic stance. You're going to be bending and rounding and doing all this sort of stuff so that we keep the block on our hand. Okay, 3 times on each side. Extend the arm forward. Remember, you can always use a book. Arm out to the side. Palm up. Bring the arm overhead, bend the elbow. Now start to bend your knees, bring the arm forward. Round the spine, palm facing up. Bring the block towards the body, and then extend out where you started. 2 more. Out to the side. Overhead. Bend and come forward. Pull the belly in, round the spine. Block towards your belly button, and come out. Last one. Out. Bend the elbow, come overhead. Bend the knees, come forward. Round the spine, block towards the body, and out in front of you. Great job, left side. Arm forward. If you need to grip the block, totally fine. Arm overhead, bend the elbows. Bend the knees, bring the block forward. Bend the elbow, round the spine, and then block returns to the start of the spine. 2 more. Out. Over. Bend the knees, come forward. Round the spine, move with it, and extend. Last time. Out. Overhead. Bend your knees, come forward. Round the spine, bring the block towards the body, and out in front of you. Great job. All right, let's bring the block back where we found it. We'll work a little bit of balancing. Hands to heart center. Step the left foot back. And come onto the tippy toes of the left foot. Warrior 3. Balance on the right leg. Pull the belly in. And come in to form what would be like a capital letter T. Breathe here. You want your belly button, left hip, and left knee to point down. If you need to take a more gentle variation, then just lift up a little bit. Keep the shoulders in line with the hips, and the hips in line with your lifted heel. Half moon pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Your right hand can come to a block and twist. So stack the shoulders, stack the hips. Now your belly button, hip, knee, and toes point towards the left for 3. Crown of the head reaches forward, heel reaches back for 2. Standing split, both hands down. Now your left toes shoot up high, and then the crown of the head points down. To deepen in this variation, you can bring the right hand around the calf. You can work your balance, pulling the belly in, grabbing the ankle. You can also work handstand hops here. Planting the hands, shifting the weight forward, hopping up, and holding for 3, 2, Lift the chest, pull the belly in, hands to your heart. Drop the left toes back and step it up. Great job. Reset. Right toes back. Warrior 3. It could be a gentle variation or come to form a capital letter T. Belly button, right hip, right knee, point down for 3. Firm up the right leg intensely for 2. Half move. Left arm down, right arm up, left hand under the shoulder. Now, stack the shoulders, stack the hips, belly button, right hip, right knee, point to the right for 3. Firm up the right quad, butt in, shoulders back for 2. You can always bring a block or a book under your hand for 1. Standing split. Bring your right hand down, keep the right toes up. Any variation you want, deepen in your flexibility, work your balance, or do handstand hops. Pull the belly in and breathe wherever you are for 3. For 2. 1. Back into warrior 3. Hands to your heart, lift the chest. Land the toes back gently. And step it up. Inhale the arms up, taking a flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving into kneeling lunge, right foot forward. Step the right foot in between the hands. If your foot doesn't get there, use your right hand to help it up. Drop the left knee, untuck the toe, inhale the arms up for 5. Push into the right foot completely. Knee hugs into the center line for 4. Lift the chest up and back, belly in for 3. Wrap the triceps, pinkies in for 2. Squeeze your left butt cheek, point the left toe for 1. Inhale, half splits. Plant the hands down, straighten your front leg. You can always use your blocks for assistance. Flex your right heel, flex your right foot so that the heel's down and the toes are up. Lift the chest and bow forward. Sitting bones and tailbone back, heart forward. If you're more flexible, feel free to come into a split or work a split. Breathe here, 4 more breaths. If you're in a split, squeeze the pelvic floor, arms up for 3. If you're working a split, great job for 2. If you're working a half split, that's awesome for 1. Plant the hands, we're coming back into a kneeling lunge. Adding a little back bend this time. Lunge it forward, you can still use the blocks. Inhale the arms up into Kali Mudra. Interlace all the fingers, release the pointer finger. Inhale the fingertips up and back. Eyes, chin, and chest follow. Go as deep as you would like for 5. Hips forward and down for 4. Heart up and back. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Point the left toe for 2. Inhale, come up. Move the blocks out of the way. Plant the hands, chaturanga. Step back, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath. Left foot forward. Left foot forward, kneeling lunge. Drop the right knee. Inhale the arms up for 5. Hips forward and down. Heart up and back for 4. Left knee hugs into the center line. Pull the ribs together for 3. Long, slow, deep breaths. Squeeze the right butt cheek. Point the right toe for 2. Half splits. Grab your blocks if you need them. Straighten your front leg. Lift the toes to deepen. Move the foot forward. Tailbone and sitting bones back. Heart forward and bow for 5. If you want to come into a splits pose, feel free for 4. Breathe deeply here for 3. Maybe arms up if you're in splits for 2. Last full deep breath. Hands down, kneeling lunge with the back bend. Plant your left foot down. Continue to use the blocks if you will want, and I'll show you how to do that. Inhale the arms up into Kali Mudra. If you want to use your blocks, grab the blocks, bring them by your sides behind you, and take a back bend for 5. Reach the fingertips up and back for 4. Hips forward and down for 3. Long, slow, deep breaths. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Point your right toe for 2. Inhale, come up. Move the blocks out of the way. Plant the hands, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. 3 breaths. Find your breath, pull the belly in. Moving into a high lunge, right foot forward, step the right foot up. Left heel stays over the ball of the foot. Squeeze the legs together, inhale, arms up. Firm back leg, narrow the hip points, ribs together. Airplane arms, so arms back, crown of the head forward. Arms overhead for 3. If you need a little more stability, grab opposite elbows for 2. Pull the lower belly in, heart forward for 1. Standing split. Any variation that you want to take here. If you want to work flexibility, bend your top leg, grab it with your right hand for 3. If you're feeling more flexible, right shoulder to the inside of the right leg and do the same thing for 3. And for 2. Last full deep breath. Moving into pyramid fold. So plant the hands, step the left foot back about 3 feet away. Walk the hands back. Your feet should be hip distance apart. All your toes point forward and the feet are flat. Inhale here with a flat back. Exhale, forward hinge. Shift some weight onto your front leg to balance out the hips. If you need blocks by your feet, great idea. Hold it here with a flat back. And to deepen, bend the elbows straight back. I'm going to hold it here to modify. Breathe for 3. Weight to the inner foot and the heel for 2. Pull the belly in, especially the right side, and firm up the quads. For 1. Revolving triangle. We're going to reach the left arm forward, cross it to the outside of the right foot, and inhale the right arm up. Your hand can always come to the floor, or it can come to the inside of the foot as well. Here you want to be sure to reach the right hip away from the right shoulder. Stack the shoulders and breathe. Firm up the legs for 3. Lengthen the spine. Heart forward, right hip back for 2. All right, we're moving into a one-legged dolphin pose. Move the blocks out of your way. Plant the hands about 6 inches in front of your front foot. Inhale the right leg up. Drop the left forearm, then the right forearm. You're welcome to hold it here or come into a headstand or a forearm stand for 5. 4. Belly in and breathe for 3. 2. Step it back into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, heart forward, sitting bones down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Great job. One more side. Left foot forward, high lunge, step it up. Right heel stays over the ball of the foot, squeeze the legs together, arms up. Moving nice and easy, pull the belly in. Narrow the right hip point and breathe. Airplane arms. Arms come back, crown of the head forward. Now arms overhead for 3. If you need a little more stability, grab opposite elbows for 2. Pull the belly in, one more deep breath. Standing split, any variation you want. You can take handstand hops, you can work your flexibility or your balance. Last variation, I was bending my top leg, catching it with my hand. If you feel a little more flexible, shoulder to the inside of the leg. And we'll take the same foot to hand for 3. For 2. One. Pyramid fold. Land the right toes back about 3 feet away, hip distance apart. Remember, you can always grab your blocks. Frame the front foot, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over the front leg. Shift the weight onto the front leg to balance out the hips. You can always bend your front knee a little bit if you need to. Reach the heart towards the ankle bone, the nose towards the shin bone, and the crown of the head forward. One more breath, pull the lower belly in, especially the left side. Inhale, lift the chest, revolving triangle, reach the right arm forward, cross it to the outside of the left foot, and inhale, left arm up. Keep the hips balanced, stack the shoulders. Reach the left hip away from the left shoulder for 3. Firm up the legs, bring the weight to the inner foot for 2. Last full deep breath. One-legged dolphin pose or inversion practice. Move the blocks out of the way. Plant the hands about 6 inches in front of your foot. Inhale the left leg up. Drop the right forearm, then the left forearm. You can always bring the head down to work headstand, hold in a one-legged dolphin, or do your forearm stand for 5. 4. 3. back into a high plank. Plant the hands, push on up, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. We'll take a little break in child's pose. Drop the knees, grab some water, get your towel, anything you want to do here. About 3 breaths. Remember, at any moment you can pause the video, take a break, and jump right back in. We only have a couple more things left, and then we're going to move into our cool down. Doing a great job, way to stick with it, and whenever you're ready, we'll come back into downward facing dog. For this next sequence, you might think about having a strap on your left side. We're going to do that arm variation that we did at the beginning of class, so you might want to have the strap available to you. We'll move into down dog. Right foot forward, warrior 2. Step the right foot in between the hands, drop your left heel, inhale the arms up and open to the left. Shoulders over the hips. Sitting bones point down and move forward. Shoulders down, heart up. We're going to take that variation, so if you need the strap, grab it with your right hand. Right arm up, left arm down, clasp behind the back. Reverse warrior with Gomukhasana arms. Inhale the right elbow up and back for a side bend for 3. Look down at the back foot. Make sure you're reaching through the pinky edge of your back foot. Straight leg for 2. Your front knee bends over the second and third toe. Inhale, come up. Now reach the right elbow forward and breathe for 3. Sitting bones point to your back heel for 2. Inhale, come up, release the arms, straighten your front leg, triangle pose. You can move the back foot up just a little bit. Hips move back, right arm reaches forward and down, left arm up. Shoulders back. And you want your shoulders to be in line with the hips. Your bottom arm can rest on your shins, or you can float it in front of the calf for 3. Belly in, butt in, shoulders back for 2. Prasarita, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, come up, tee out the arms, turn the right toes to the same direction as the left, and hinge forward. Grab the outer ankles and reach the heart in between the legs and the hairline towards the mat. Feel as if your sitting bones are separating from each other. Rock the weight towards the toes and breathe. This is a great spot to take a headstand, a tripod headstand, or a supported headstand, or even a forearm stand straddle press. Please take any variation you feel most comfortable with. Breathe for 3. For 2. Slowly start to come out of your variation. Plant the hands, lift the chest like in a halfway lift. Tee out the arms and come all the way up. Turn your right toes forward, moving into wild thing. Cartwheel the arms down. Inhale the right leg up. Bend the knee and land the right foot behind the left leg. Reach the right arm forward and down, arch the back. All your toes rotate to the back wall. Right knee bent, left leg straight for 2. Downward facing dog. You can always take an optional vinyasa flow. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Last round, last side. Step the left foot forward, warrior two. Right foot comes down at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, arms up and open to the right. Shoulders over the hips. Sitting bones move down and forward. Gomukhasana arms, you can always grab your strap. Left arm up, right arm down. Reverse warrior. Inhale the left elbow up and back, side bend. Look towards your back foot. Make sure you're reaching through the pinky edge of your back foot. Legs straight. Bend your front knee over the second and third toe. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Reach the elbow forward and come into extended warrior for 3. Belly in, sitting bones point to your back heel for 2. Inhale, come up, release the arms, tee them out for triangle pose. Straighten your front leg. You can move your back foot up a little bit. Hips move back, left arm reaches forward and down, right arm up. Butt in, shoulders back so that the shoulders are in line with the hips. You can rest your bottom hand on your shin or float it in front of the calf for 3. 2. Inhale, come up, separate leg forward fold. Turn the left toes to the same direction as the right. This time, interlace the hands behind your back. Prasarita C. Pull the fist down, lift the chest, and hinge forward. Arms away from the butt. Try to get the hands overhead to touch the floor. 3. Also a great spot to do any sort of inversion practice. Breathe deeply. Long inhales, full exhales. One more. Inhale, come up, hands under the shoulders, lift the chest. Tee out the arms and come all the way up. Keep breathing. Left toes point forward, cartwheel the arms down for wild thing. Step the left foot behind the right leg, belly button points up, turn all the toes to face the wall behind you, left leg bent, right leg straight for 3. Half back bend for 2. Downward facing dog. We're going to hop it forward into butterfly pose. Lift the heels, bend the knees, cross at the ankles, and come down. Bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side. Interlace in front of the, underneath the toes. Lift and lower the legs a few times. Then we'll stop our knee movement, draw the knees down, inhale, lift the chest, and hinge forward. Long, slow, deep breaths. Sitting bones move back, heart reaches forward for 3. You can use your elbows or your hands to help the knees down a little bit more. For 2. Inhale, come up, bring the knees together, grab behind the knees and we'll roll down bit by bit, grab one block. Move the knees away from each other, like you're swimming them away from each other. So grab the kneecaps and we'll swim the knees away. and we'll go in the other direction. Plow pose is next. In plow pose, we have a few different options. Plow pose is where we lift the feet up and over and do our best to reach the toes towards the space behind our head. If that doesn't feel like you don't feel like you want to do that, then you grab a block, bring the block under the sacrum, tailbone area. You have 3 levels of the block, 1, 2, and 3. You can pick your favorite, and then you just lift the legs straight up. Any variation you want, I'll show you what plow looks like. I'm going to do it with my legs apart to modify. But you can bring your legs together. Walk the shoulder blades together. Breathe here. Then maybe shoulder stand. If you're using the block underneath the butt or the tailbone, then just lift the legs and stay there for 3. In shoulder stand, you still want the belly button to come into the spine. Sitting bones to heels for 2. Then if you have a favorite variation like ear pressure pose, feel free to take that, or maybe a lotus position. Long, slow inhales, full, complete exhale. Slowly start to come down, and we'll move into fish pose or assisted fish pose. In assisted fish pose, the block comes in between the shoulder blades, and you lie back on the block. In non-assisted fish pose, you're flat on your back. You can lift the hips, bring your hands to a diamond shape at the tailbone. Push into the mat with the Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing your awareness back into the space. Reach your arms overhead, point your toes down, and roll into a little fetal position on your left side, tucking the knees into the chest and resting on your bottom arm. Use this moment to honor your body, honor your mind, and your spirit. And when you're ready, we'll push up into a seated position facing forward. Legs gently crossed in front of the body. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. Bow forward, and we'll end the class here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you join me again in a future class. And I hope you have a really great rest of your day. Thank you.